This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Good evening. A Mayfield home has been gutted by fire just days after police recovered human remains in its backyard. Police yet to confirm any link between the fire and murder investigation, but have confirmed the blaze was deliberately lit.
Neighbours woken by a bang and then this. A home in Mayfield's Mitchell Street up in flames.
She is...
The blaze lighting up the street and threatening neighbouring houses.
I just heard a loud bang and which woke me up about 3:30 or so, and ran outside, just thought someone was in my yard. Only to see the house on fire. It only took a few minutes and the whole house was just ablaze.
Fire crews called to the property around 20 to 4 this morning. The house was unoccupied.
There's complete damage throughout the whole entire structure from end to end. Fire crews did an extremely good job to control and extinguish this fire and obviously stop it from leading to or getting to the exposures being the neighbouring properties.
The fire comes 5 days after human remains believed to belong to Tyson Timothy Clark Robertson were found buried in a shallow grave in the property's backyard.
I've lived here since December and it's usually very quiet, but obviously the past week it's been crazy.
Fire investigators and police are still trying to determine exactly what happened, and detectives are hunting for those responsible.
We've still got a fair bit of work in front of us yet.
Monika Dadson at Southern Cross News.
A 69-year-old West Launceston man is recovering tonight after being threatened with a gun by 2 men in his driveway. Police say the elderly man was approached around 7 this morning in Wilhelmina Avenue by the men who had their faces covered and were wearing dark clothing. It's believed the offenders removed valuables from the victim's car and threatened him with a small handgun before making off into nearby bushland. The man sustained minor injuries during the struggle and has been treated in hospital. Anyone with information is urged to come forward. Meanwhile, police are still investigating a reported wounding in Glenorchy that occurred yesterday. Detectives were called to a Barwon Street residence yesterday afternoon where a person was allegedly stabbed. An investigation is ongoing. And thousands of Tasmanians have marked Easter Sunday at services across the state. The mood upbeat as congregations commemorated the resurrection of Christ.
It's a big day on the Christian calendar.
Christ is risen, hallelujah. He is risen indeed, hallelujah.
People of all ages gathering to celebrate their faith and to reflect on the traditional meaning of Easter.
Easter in the church's calendar is the most important day of the year, much more so than Christmas. Because he was born, he was just a baby at Christmas, but this is what Christianity is all about.
We have a big procession around the church, which is always great fun. It's very chaotic. And in one sense, I think the resurrection and the meaning of it would have ended up making chaos of people's lives. So we don't mind having a slightly chaotic message.
Church leaders reminding people that there is more to Easter Sunday than chocolate, spreading the message of hope and forgiveness.
The Easter message is one of that in Jesus' death we find forgiveness with God, but then we are to show that forgiveness to others.
As it was said many times in here, Christ is risen, hallelujah. He is risen indeed. It always makes me want to cry.
But some were just overjoyed by the special visit from the Easter Bunny. What do you love about Easter?
I like getting the eggs, and I like finding the eggs in my bedroom and the birthday house.
Alexandra Sykes, Southern Cross News.
3 days into Operation Crossroads, and Tasmania Police reports double the number of people have been detected driving under the influence of drugs than last year. The Easter Road Safety Campaign so far resulting in 34 positive oral fluid tests.
We have conducted more oral fluid tests, but 34 is still way too many. Drivers are still clearly taking risks on our roads, which is risking the safety of themselves, their passengers and the other people on the roads.
The Easter Road Safety Campaign will run until Wednesday. 9 artists have picked up their brushes, starting the week-long race to create giant masterpieces for Sheffield's annual International Mural Fest. Organisers hoping this week's forecast sunshine will bring out record crowds.
This year's theme is Through the Eyes of a Child, and some artists have turned to their offsprings for help.
I asked my daughter what she thought of when she was a child, and she always thought about crocodiles under the bed.
Gren Freeman is one of 9 artists battling it out in the week-long competition. The Queenslander turning a child's bedroom into an imaginary world. Each artist uses miniature paintings of their work to then create their big picture.
That boundary between imagination and reality is so blurred when you are little. So I like the idea that, hey, sometimes you're looking at kids looking into an aquarium, going, oh, I'd love to swim with the fish. Well, I kind of reversed it a little bit, and now the fish are coming out.
Organisers say the event is getting bigger and better each year. 29 artists this year vying for a spot in the final 9.
The quality keeps improving, and I think that's the major thing that we're finding as we get known more. They're coming from countries that, Estonia, for instance, that we've never believed that probably would think of coming to a mural fest.
It's going to be a really hard one to judge. The bar at Mural Fest is so raised now.
New activities have also been added this year. Devonport boy now AFL star Ben Brown on site for today's opening and to be a nail art assistant.
My partner actually, she does the fingernail painting, so I'm here with her and all of her family are artists. So I've kind of bought into an artistic family, which is great.
Will you be painting some people's fingernails over the next few days?
I'll see how I go. She's actually halfway through doing mine at the moment.
Each artist has until 1 o'clock Saturday to finish their mural. Then the 2017 winner will be announced. Monika Dadson at Southern Cross News.
Amy Kewer's impressive run at the Track World Champs has continued. She wasn't able to get on the podium in the points race, but added another bronze to her medal haul overnight.
Kewer won the World Points Race title in 2015, but it wasn't to be this year. By the halfway mark, she had 4 points and was in 7th. And with 20 laps to go, she was still in the mix for a podium finish. She was unable to hang on, though, eventually finishing 10th with 5 points. Overnight, though, Kewer claimed another bronze medal, this time in the Madison event. It was a remarkable effort to claim 3rd place. Kewer's Aussie teammate Alex Manley crashing twice during the 120-lap epic. Belgium was crowned winner in the first ever women's Madison held at the World Champs. Great Britain was second. Kewer riding away from the World Champs with a silver and 2 bronze. Soccer and Olympia Warriors have gone to the top of the NPL Tas table with a 3-0 win over Launceston City. Bellini scored the first in just the 4th minute. City held on until the 87th, but a Gavin Hoy double at the death put the result beyond doubt. At Lightwood Park, Kingborough Lions and Clarence fought out an entertaining 2-2 draw. Kingborough grabbed an early advantage through Benny Cavadio before the lead was cancelled out by Stewart for Clarence just after half-time. Danny Cohen pulled the advantage back for Kingborough, but a 75th minute penalty meant the points were shared. And Sri Lanka's under-19s have hit back against Australia at the Twin Ovals in Kingston. The tourists levelling the 5-match Youth ODI series 1-1 with a heart-stopping 8-run win yesterday. The 3rd match gets underway on Tuesday.
Good evening. Showers in the west, south and over the Bass Strait today with fine and partly cloudy conditions elsewhere. Hobart reached a top of 20 degrees. It was 19 in Launceston, 20 in Burnie and 19 degrees in Devonport. 21 degrees was the state's high at Friendly Beaches. It was 20 at Wynyard, Maria Island and Bushy Park, 18 degrees at Lowhead, Flinders Island and Grove, 17 at Strawn and 11 degrees at Lyowini. From the satellite, we can see a cold front just to the west of Tasmania, with low and middle level clouds streaming over Victoria and Tasmania. Another frontal system is further to the west over the Southern Ocean, and there's a band of middle level cloud over the centre of the mainland and some thunderstorm activity over WA, the top end and far north Queensland. On the close-up, low level clouds streaming over the state from the west. Looking ahead to tomorrow now, high pressure is becoming dominant in the Tasman Sea with a cold front a little further east over the Southern Ocean. There's an inland trough over the Northern Territory spanning into western New South Wales and another trough over Western Australia. To the waters, westerly winds tending northwesterly 10 to 20 knots in the morning, increasing to 15 to 25 knots about the southwest. Swells 2 to 3.5 metres in the west and south. There's a strong wind warning for southern coastal waters from southeast Cape to Low Rocky Point. Partly cloudy in Hobart tomorrow, a top of 19 degrees. Dover and Ouse both partly cloudy and 18. Launceston a mostly sunny 20 degrees. Mostly sunny and 19 for Devonport. Scottsdale 18. 18 degrees for Burnie, mostly sunny. A light shower or two for Strawn 17. Stanley 18. St Helens and Swansea both sunny with a top of 20, 19 degrees for Ross. Let's take a look ahead at Tuesday now. Fine apart from possible light showers in the southwest. Wednesday fine around the state with some light winds. And fine on Thursday apart from some afternoon showers developing in the northwest. Around the country tomorrow, Perth mostly sunny and 24, partly cloudy for Brisbane 27, Sydney 23 partly cloudy, 27 and mostly sunny for Adelaide, and a partly cloudy 22 degrees for Melbourne. And here's a look at the current conditions around the state. Hobart 15 degrees and cloudy, Launceston 14, partly cloudy, Devonport 13 and clear. That's all the weather I've got. Thanks, Rach.
Lovely. Thank you for that, Britt. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you tomorrow at 6. Good night.